Hey guys, it's me, it's IWRFilms, Ethan. I don't fucking care. I'm tired, what do you expect? I'm always fucking tired of my videos, that's how I do all of my intros. Yeah, it's fucking, but yeah, what I'm doing now, it's a bit different, and it's not a vlog. I'm just gonna do like a Blu-ray tour, just show off my collection, because I have writer's block. I can't fucking write. He's my cat. I can't. I really want to get him out of my fucking room. He keeps crying, so fuck it. Keep getting off track. But yeah, I have writer's block. I had a huge review planned, and I'm writing the script right now. I rewrote it because I had the script laid out, but then the software I use it fucking destroyed the whole fucking thing. So yeah, I had to start over. And now I have writer's block halfway through. So right now I'm doing this to kind of not. It doesn't really help with writer's block. Just I can make another video, and I don't want to write another quickie. I don't like quickie. An after lots review because, and I did watch Disobedience recently, and my review of that. I did have a review planned, but I decided not to go with it because I had a lot to say, but I didn't have a lot new to say. A lot of reviews that were coming out were just repeating. Well, I was repeating what I thought, but what I thought was repeating what their review said. So I thought I'm not gonna bring anything new to the table. So yeah, you fucking throw it away. But to get back on topic, yeah, I'm doing a Blu-ray collection review. It's not exactly in alphabetical order. It's first part is alphabetical order from the Criterion collection, then steel boxes, then just regular Blu-rays. So yeah, let's get started. Criterion is a distribution company that remasters in audio and visual films that they believe or what they see as important to the film history for film in general. An example could be like I don't want to say Citizen Kane since they don't have Criterion Citizen Kane, but any like all films by Akira Kurosawa. For me, Yasuji Ozu, my shit. Or people like Robert Bresson or Jean-Luc Godard or Francois Truffaut. What was I say? Jean-Pierre Melville, who directed Le Samurai. So, shit like that. Just like directors, especially the New French Wave, and especially a lot of waves in the film in the film history. Stuff like that. They remaster films like that. So yeah, I have about 4 films. 3 are my favorite. No, 4 of them are favorite films of all time. 3 of them are in my top 10. The other ones in my top 50. So yeah, let's get started. The first one is An Autumn Afternoon. This is a film that I fucking love. Oh, okay. Alright, the lighting. You want to focus on that? Yeah, thank you. An Autumn Afternoon. Yeah, this is by Yasuji Ozu. Are you gonna focus? Are you gonna focus on the fucking cat? Are you gonna help me or not? But yeah, An Autumn Afternoon by Yasuji Ozu. I fucking love this film. About self-sacrifice. The themes about self-sacrifice and how we have to sacrifice a part of ourselves for others to progress in life, and just, man, love so much of this film. I'm just gonna say that a lot. I love so much of this film. The fucking okay, Yasuji Ozu known for his composition, and the thing is, this was his last film before he died, and it's fucking beautiful. I'm gonna repeat a lot of what I'm saying. With An Autumn Afternoon, the composition is great, and the thing is, a lot of people say. Oh, there are a lot of pillow. There was a video essay on it, like, oh, he does a lot of pillow shots, especially how he doesn't do a lot of wide shots, especially his aspect ratio isn't like 60:9. He doesn't really do wide angles, like wide aspect ratios. But there's a clear, I want to say formula, but there's a clear way of how whenever he transitioned from one place to the next. It's not necessarily has to be a wide shot. It's because everything feels so enclosed. It feels enclosed. Is that the right word? Everything feels so tight and firm. It feels so tightly knitted. Where wherever you go, you know, okay, I'm here now. You don't get the sense like, oh, it's a huge city. It's a very big environment. Not unlike something from City of God. You're just stuck with these characters, and you're stuck with their locations. A bit like a play to say, but it's a bit like a play. And the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm thinking like, oh yeah, there are different ways I could describe this movie and Yasuji Ozu's films, the way he does film. Yeah, he never moves the camera once in this film, and that's surprising. Not surprising, he never moves it, but I was expecting him to do it once. He did it in his masterpiece of a film, Tokyo Story. I'll talk about that later when I get to it. Next one is by L'Avventura by Michelangelo Antonioni. Antonioni. I don't know how to say it right. Hey, there it goes. It's focused. See the back. Can you focus? Yeah, Antonioni invented a new film grammar with this masterwork. Yeah, this is a romance film. I was about to say, that's all I can say about it. No, this is a romance film. This was actually released recently. I think it was released before Blow Up, his other film. It's more of that one's more of a horror film. It's if you love Psycho, it's a better alternative. It's an alternative Psycho that ages better. It's I'd say it's I'm not talking about L'Avventura, but I'm talking about Blow Up. Blow Up is a horror film that serial killer film kind of that Michael Antonioni did, which is in color, that I fucking love. It's if you want Psycho, but that ages better, and to mix it reminds me a bit of Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, if you've seen that film. And probably no one has, because that film is fucking obscure. L'Avventura, yeah, I was surprised by this one because one of my friends' boyfriend, because he knew that I talked a lot on my Twitter that I'm into Yasuhiro Ozu. I fucking love him. So, and I also love Wong Kar-wai. So he suggested, why don't I watch L'Avventura by Michael Antonioni? I was like, oh, I haven't seen that, and I outright adore it. But I did watch it a month ago, and I do need to rewatch it, mostly because the impact didn't stay. I wouldn't say that was the film's fault, because mostly on my fault, because during the time when I watched it, I was severely depressed. I shouldn't say that in public, but I shouldn't say it publicly, but yeah, I wasn't in the best frame of mind, and so while I was watching this film, my attention was somewhere else because I had a lot of stress on my mind. I had a lot of things were going on in my life where I wasn't completely focused on the film. So this definitely needs a fucking rewatch. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's put that in another stack. Paris, Texas. Wim Wenders, probably his fucking masterpiece, except for the child actor in it that plays Harry Dean Stanton's son. I was gonna say Hector. No. Was it Hector? I'm trying to remember. It wasn't Hector. It was Hunter. That was the fucking name. Hunter was the name. With Harry Dean Stanton, my fucking favorite character actor of all time. Him and John Cazale. John Cazale. I fucking love those two actors. But yeah, Harry Dean Stanton. My God, people say this was the role he was born to play. Fucking yeah. It is outright beautiful, and I remember listening to the director's commentary, which anyone who's into filmmaking, fucking listen to anyone's director's commentary. It's great, even shitty directors, because you get to see inside how convoluted, no, how diluted their brain is, because they're not confident enough to see that their film, now that's a bit insulting, but yeah, like them, it's a bit incompetent. Whoa. But Paris, Texas, yeah, this is Wim Wenders' greatest film. He has directed barely any good films since then. He did a documentary about a dancer and I think a singer too recently, 2012. I didn't get to see that. I want to. He did a documentary called Buena Vista Social Club, which I did quite like. Other than that, he did some films in the 70s I do need to watch, but he did Tokyo Ga, which was about Yasuhiro Ozu, my fucking favorite film director. So I fucking watched that, but that film was outright kind of boring. It was more like a diary, which was its purpose, but it was a bit boring. But yeah, Paris, Texas is outright fantastic. This also has director commentary, like I said, but yeah, it's outright beautiful. He also used there was like a lens that was half of it was a different size, like different millimeters, and the other ones were different, so it could capture everything in the back, everything in the foreground, but leave something in the middle blurry. I don't know, you have to see the film, because you might see what shot I mean, and just how it lit, fucking how the colors in this film is outright beautiful. I say outright a lot, yeah. And one scene near the end, near the third act of the film, in the third act of the film, it is fucking one of the most heart-wrenching, is that a word? Is that a right expression? No, I think it's supposed to be gut wrenching. Oh, it was heart tugging, but it fucking made me cry. I'm not being very articulate in this video, but oh well. It's ah my god, it just pulled on your heartstrings. I would die. I would fucking love to write a scene that's even close to what they do in Parasexes. And it wasn't even in the original script. They only had half of this. I think they had like 2/3 of the script done, and by the time they wrote the scene that is, to me, one of the best fucking, especially confrontational scenes ever in filmmaking, especially in romance films ever. I wouldn't call this a romance film, but in like films, in films as a whole, 2/3 of the film wasn't even 2/3 of the script was done by Sam Shepard, amazing film and playwright. He left the film. He left the production, and he only had 2/3 of the film script done, and he only had notes. And he said, Wim Wenders, he's like, "Hey, here's the rest of my notes." Wim Wenders and I think one of the producers do the rest. Here's a sense of what the third act of the film is. You do the rest, and the scene which I love, which I'm talking about. Sam Shepard didn't write that. Wenders did, and it was fucking great. And one thing I love about Criterion films is that they have booklets. This one's fucking thick. It's insanely thick. There's like so many essays in here. Maybe just one essay. Also has the credits in here. I really wish other Blu-rays other than Criterion would do this. I think La Ventura had one too. Yeah, they did, and it's very thin. It's very thin, but it does have production credits. I think this production credits on the DVD, or is it on? Yeah, I think this is production. Yeah, this is production credit. That was production credits on everything. There's the rest. Focus, you fuck. Oh, there he is. Yeah, it has everything. It has a little description about the transfer from I think it was film to digital. Are you gonna focus? No, you're not. All right, fuck you. But yeah, it's fucking great. I love all these, and I actually do have another Criterion, but it's on DVDs, not on Blu-ray, so I'll show you that later. Let's see. Let me just see Autumn Afternoon. Yeah, Autumn Afternoon also had a fucking huge one. Yeah. Holy fucking shit! No, it's actually long. It's long. Never mind. It's not huge. It's just long. Yeah. I actually never read this. The wording is actually intriguing me. I'll actually read this later. One day I'm just gonna pull out all the booklets and just read all of them. And no Blu-rays ever do booklets, and it kind of disappoints me since booklets are fucking fantastic. Now the next one is my all-time favorite film, Tokyo Story, and probably a lot of people's too. This is a film about, I don't know, it's a fucking masterpiece in my opinion, and it's arguable because a lot of people it's a bit hard to get into Yasuhiro Ozu's filmmaking because he never moves the camera. He doesn't follow the 180-degree rule in filmmaking. And there's a lot of inconsistencies where the actors are at in the location. Like the actor would be facing this, but if it's another angle, especially even close up, they would face this way. Why? Because it works for his composition. So he just models. He just sets everyone in the frame. He's like, all right, this works for my composition, and it fucking hell, I fucking love it. Oh my god, I'm better at describing films when I'm writing. I'm not when I'm ranting. Yeah, this is written by David Borwell. Yeah, the booklet. It has an essay called Compassionate Detachment. That's a great title. Compassionate Detachment. That was an amazing title. Holy shit. It was long, like an afternoon. Yeah. I did read this. He wrote a book called Ozu and the Poetics of Cinema, which is on my Amazon wishlist. I would love to fucking have. There's a Blu-ray coming out for a film called Columbus by Kogo Nara. It's a pseudonym. It's not pseudonym. I was gonna say pseudo name, but it's a stage name created by the director of Columbus, which is a little nod to the writers of Ozu of several, I think like 31 Ozu films. Kogo Noda. Yeah, this is a fucking fantastic film. It's not everyone's cup of tea. It is mine. It is slow, but I won't say Tarkovsky slow. It's beautiful. It's about an elderly couple, a grandma and grandpa going to visit their sons and daughters, even their in-laws, and yeah, it has been well, I don't know how to describe it. I don't want to spoil any of the film because you just have to watch this yourself. You'll see this in a lot of Ozu films if you get into them. A theme about, I want to say loss of innocence. I hate that fucking phrase because a lot of people use it for themes. But it definitely shows a difference between generation, which Ozu love to write about, love to make his films about. I think it was more prevalent after World War II, post-war, mostly because, especially after the war, a lot of young Japanese people started becoming a bit Western, especially in their ideals. It wasn't about raising the grandpa and grandpa on their own, because a lot of them did at the same time, or marrying off their daughter. Oh no. Yeah, that was an old tradition, but the thing is, later on it became more Western. Like, oh, I have to take care of my father now. I have to take care of my father. I have to take care of my mother and stuff like that. Mostly because maybe their spouse, like maybe their father's wife died during World War II, and now the daughter's the only one who could take care of the family. A lot of stuff like that. Like a lot of his films, especially his post-war era, he touched on a lot of generation gaps, and about how kind of, sometimes it's in the background where how World War II affected the new generation's ideals compared to the last, and it's very, it's interesting. I love it. I might be biased because one, I'm Asian, and well, I'm not Japanese, but still, these films are fucking fantastic. Watch them, please watch any of Ozu films. I'd say don't watch Good Morning first, because that has fart jokes. It's still one of my favorite films, but I don't start out with that unless you understand Ozu's. I want to say understand, unless you get with you pace yourself with his style and with his pace. So then when you go to Good Morning, you understand why he uses it. It's fart jokes with a purpose. That's not heard of. Yeah, that is. Oh my gosh, show my face. All right, that's not heard of in films nowadays. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so those are my Criterion Blu-rays. Now we move on to Steelbooks. I think this Steelbook came out recently. It was the Edward Scissorhands one, and this one came out with a digital HD copy too. Yeah, Edward Scissorhands. This one, the Steelbooks I actually like, because with the new ones they actually put cover art inside the fucking book. Yeah, it's great. Steelbook. It's niche because all this, it's actual metal, and you get a Blu-ray disc. There's really no reason in getting this other than getting a digital HD copy, and but yeah, there's no real reason in getting this other than the really nice art. Trying to block my cat from looking at the fucking screen. He's just fucking staring at me, aren't you? Good boy. But yeah, there's nothing to get other than this, other than the copy, the really nice, really smooth steelbook and digital HD. And sometimes they put new special features, not new for the steelbook, but from other releases from like the DVDs or the new Blu-ray, and they just compact them all together sometimes. So yeah, Edward Scissorhands. This had a commentary by Danny Elfman too, which they had commentary by director Tim Burton and the composer Danny Elfman, which you never fucking get. When do you get the commentary from the film's music composer? Never. And it is fantastic, man. I love Danny Elfman. I love Oingo Boingo. I can't say it today. I can't talk. Yeah, 25th anniversary of Edward Scissorhands, starring Johnny Depp. Yeah, this guy's a shithead now. There is no denying that. Hey, but it was a great film. Really would wish they make a Criterion or a Steelbook of Ed Wood, because that was another great film he was in. They did do Dead Man with Jim Jarmusch, and it starred Johnny Depp. I haven't watched that yet. They just released that by the time I'm recording the film. They just released it like about a week or two ago. Dead Man, search that up. I don't know what it's about. I know it's about Native Americans, and that might have been the catalyst where he thinks he's Native American, even though he's fucking not. Oh yeah, this is Fight Club. Yeah, very overhyped film. I still think it's fucking fantastic. I think it's overhyped in my opinion. I don't. One of my friends, Emily, she sees it as it is her favorite film of all time, and it is also yeah, it is her favorite film of all time. I think it's one of her main inspirations for filmmaking, and I do understand that. I could understand that because David Fincher is a fantastic filmmaker. I do have a lot of his films on my collection. Never noticed that. But the one thing about this steelbook is that I love this fucking cover, and I love the back. I love the back, and I think this has inside art. Fucking yeah. This also had a digital HD copy, which I redeemed on iTunes. But this was in a bargain. This was also not the steelbook, but there was a regular Blu-ray in a bargain bin for $6.99 at Best Buy, where I also got this. I didn't get it because this had digital HD, but it had the exact same special features. So I thought, this is $10, that's $7. I could spend $3 more for a digital HD copy. So I did. It's the exact same copy, exact same transfer, exact same special features, exact same fucking... I hit my mic. Exact same fucking edition because it's 10th anniversary, and that copy, the regular Blu-ray was the 10th anniversary, so there's fucking no difference. But it's worth it. It was worth it. Digital HD. But yeah, Fight Club. Great film. Great commentary on toxic masculinity. But what was I gonna say? I love it. I would give it like an 8 or 9 out of 10. I don't want to give them ratings, but yeah, 8 or 9. I'd say especially the way everything's portrayed, and especially the pacing. I don't know. It's not my tempo. That quote is from another film which I have on steelbook. I'll show you in a second. This is Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, the first film in the Cornetto trilogy by Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright is a fucking masterpiece. No, the person himself. He's not a masterpiece. I don't fucking know him. But yeah, Shaun of the Dead. I do actually like this cover, the broken record, and the back. It's just one of those days where you're feeling a little dead. Yeah, love this. I think this was his first feature film, other than A Fistful of. It was called like not a fistful of dollars, but it was something. It was like it was a small film he made. But yeah, Shaun of the Dead was his first feature film, and it was outright fantastic. I do think that this film is fucking phenomenal, but I don't think it's perfect. I do have some problem with the characters. The other characters, side characters, the ones I hate and I don't give a shit about. I do have some problem with them. It's kind of the acting. But this is an amazing film from a directing standpoint. Directing, editing, acting from Simon Pegg. Jessica Stein. I forgot her. I keep forgetting her name. Who plays Simon Pegg's girlfriend. And Nick Frost. They're fucking fantastic in this. I say fantastic a lot, but it is utterly phenomenal again. It is probably one of my favorite comedy films ever. So I say watch this. Yeah. This is also the only there's 3 technically Cornetto trilogy. I don't want to explain. I'll explain that when I get to the final film in the Cornetto trilogy of Edgar Wright's Cornetto trilogy. This is the first one. They also have Hot Fuzz on steelbook when steelbook first came out, and I don't like it. I don't fucking like the cover. It's like a comic book cover, and they did that for several other steelbooks. I really don't like it. I do like this, where it's simplistic, but it describes the film in just in its simplicity. Yeah, and another one that does that, Whiplash by Damien Chazelle. Damien Chazelle. Fuck me, I cannot talk. Salazar in the middle, inside. Whiplash, yeah. I got this one. Best Buy was they were fucking stupid, and they recently changed the price. The steelbook was $12.99. They still had the regular Blu-ray there on the shelf right next to it. That cost $14.99. I saved $2 by buying the steelbook, and you shouldn't have to do that because it has the same exact special features, and it's the same transfer. It's the same disc. The only difference is that they both had this one had digital HD. The regular one didn't. and this one is a fucking steelbook. So yeah, got a deal, and they fixed it recently, so now it's not a deal. Hooray! Whiplash, yeah, this is what I was referencing when I said not my tempo with Fight Club. It's a great film, but I'd say it doesn't work after two viewings. After 2 viewings, you just kind of get sick of it. Also because the pacing, it's so fast paced that you kind of get I want to say nauseated, nauseated. You don't get I would say I don't want to say you get nausea from it. Just that you don't get anything new from it, which I'd rather have that when you watch a film again. You get something new coming from. You have a better understanding of the film as a whole. This doesn't have that. Oh, one thing I do like about it is that the side, the book, what do they call it? What do they call this? The book side? No, the book. I can't think of the word right now. But yeah, it actually has custom art for this. Like it's a drumstick. The other ones don't. Yeah, they don't, and I hate that. Where it's just the names and no real flair for it. You're not gonna focus, are you? Yeah, you're not gonna focus. All right. Next films. Now I'm done with my steelbooks. I'm going to get more. I was gonna get a steelbook of Das Boot. That was a Russian film. I didn't get it though. I bought Amores Perros instead. That doesn't have a steelbook. That has a Blu-ray, and that's coming out soon. Next one is a film that a lot of people call a masterpiece, 2001: Space Odyssey, and I do not disagree with them. I hated getting this, mostly because you see this? You see how I cut right there? That was mostly because there was a fucking sticker like all over this part, and I had to cut the plastic to get it out because I couldn't just rip it off because it bothers me. I have OCD. What do you expect? And now there's it's bothering me. So what I'm going to do later, because I have about 5 films that have the exact same problem. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm just going to buy new cases, which you can. So I'm just gonna do that. Oh god, I've been going on for 30 minutes. All right, I'm gonna rush these. Space Odyssey. Classic film, fucking beautifully shot, and again, it's people like say it's an experience. I don't. If you're gonna review a film, you're gonna be a critic. Don't call the film an experience. That's one of the most cliche, stereotypical things you could do because it gives no insight on the film. I don't want to call it an experience. I would say, how do you explain 2001: Space Odyssey? You can't. Don't fucking explain 2001: Space Odyssey. Watch it on your own and get your own, and have your own thoughts about it. Have your own opinion on it. Have your own view of it. What does it mean to you? That's the best way to describe it. What does it mean to you? And it's a film better to watch less as what you're trying to get as an individual, or you're trying to see it as a whole. Which this is a film that wants you to look at something as a whole, not as an individual. I think that's the best way to describe it. I might be spouting bullshit from my ass, but oh well. Breadwinner. Yeah, Breadwinner. Yeah, I bought this. Yeah, I bought this at Barnes & Noble's. This has a DVD and Blu-ray. And digital HD. I hate that they do this now, where it's fucking like on the cover. I wish they had like alternate cover on the inside, which it just cut those parts off. Oh well. This has director's commentary, which I do need to fucking watch. I do need to watch the director's commentary. But yeah, this is the same studio. I really can't believe this didn't win best animated feature, but in the Oscars. But well, they love Disney, they love Pixar, they love DreamWorks, they love Disney and Pixar paying the Academy up the ass. Well, I'm being so cynical, but this is the Breadwinner. This is Breadwinner, animated by. Yeah, Cartoon Saloon. They also animated Secret of the Kells, which was visually beautiful, and Song of the Sea, which I liked. I had so many problems with that film. I do need to rewatch that. Breadwinner was probably the best animated film I saw of last year, and there weren't that many. I don't want to describe anything from. I say watch it on your own. It is on Netflix right now. They released it on Netflix about a week after the Oscars, so I say watch it as soon as you can. I don't want to describe anything in the film because I watched it and I didn't. I need to be reimbursed on the. I need to re-embellish myself with the film, with everything about the film. And my next film is. Man, do I love this film. Call Me By Your Name. I have so much to fucking say about this film, especially people who call this pedophilia, even though Elliot, the younger one, was crushing on Oliver. And the thing is, this is set in Italy. Different culture. Understand the different culture, please. Oh my god, it's a lot of controversial stuff I could say. People say this film is propaganda for stalker mentality and pedophilic mentality. I don't get it. It's outright beautiful film. Amazing acting by Armie Hammer and Timothy Chalamet, especially by the dad, Michael Stuhlbarg. His speech at the end, fucking perfect. Italian hand. But yeah, this fucking it is set in Italy, so it's appropriate. It's a stupid joke. My second favorite film of 2017. The ending, the last 10 minutes made me outright cry in the theater watching it, so I'd say watch it. Oh yeah, another romance film that I'd say didn't make me cry, but made me reflect on my life and my relationships, especially my shitty ones, because I had mostly shitty relationships. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I don't know, there's a song that I like where it talks about how memories change if they're too painful. If they're too painful, they change themselves, even if we don't want them to. We do it subconsciously to make them into how we want them to be, how we wanted everything to be perfect. And I think this film talks about how we perceive relationship and how we perceive just memories of one and how to fix them. So yeah, and this had fucking commentary by the writer Charlie Kaufman, which is I'd say myself, he's the best screenwriter of all time. I say all time, I say of the 21st century. So yeah, I'd say get the Blu-ray or get the DVD, because DVD has the commentary too. So I say get this, really do. I say really do. That's like garbage correct. I say, I implore you to please get this. Please watch it. It was on Netflix for a while, then they removed it. So yeah, fuck Focus Pictures. Focus Features? Could they remove a lot of their films from Netflix immediately? So yeah, watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Long title, but it's appropriate. Fargo. This had a fucking steelbook and I never knew. It came out last year. I need to get it, but I already have a Blu-ray. Is it worth the money? Yes. Okay, it's a Blu-ray. This is one of the only Coen Brothers film. It's one of their masterpieces, other than No Country for Old Men, which I have. Inside Llewyn Davis, which I don't have. I'm gonna get the Criterion of that. And Big Lebowski, I'm not going to get that. I do like that film, but I don't want to get it. I just it's not something I want to rewatch, so I don't want to get it. This has audio commentary, not by the Coen Brothers, but it's by Roger Deakins, the fantastic, probably the best cinematographer of all time. It is, yeah, a thriller by Joel and Ethan Coen. It's a film that it's a legacy of its own. You probably heard of this film once or twice, and especially since it had like a film adaptation recently. No, not a film adaptation. It's already a film. But please watch this film. I remember people were arguing about which one's better, Fargo and Big Lebowski, and they're two different genres, but I'd say which one is a better film in general. I see Fargo. It's a masterpiece if you want to learn how to do a crime thriller and actually have some comedy in it instead of it just being stone cold and heartless. Well, you don't need comedy to make something to make a crime thriller, but yeah, you might as well have some wit. Yeah, I have Godfather Part 1 and motherfucker, you stick. Godfather Part 1 and 2. 2 is better. 1 is a bit messy because, well, it had a limited budget, but it still looks outright beautiful because of Gordon Willis. And my god, do I love these films. I rewatched the first one I think like 2 times, and this I rewatched that like 4 times. Mostly because Al Pacino is a fucking fantastic actor, even though Robert De Niro was great in this, but the thing is he tries to She tries to impersonate Don Corleone or Marlon Brando's voice in the first one. Trying to make evocate a younger version of him. And sometimes it works well, sometimes it's a bit hammy where it just seems unnatural. Oh, but yeah, I have to say, watch 1 and 2. They're completely beautiful and they're completely beautiful and edited amazingly. But I have to say, with the trilogy, the third one doesn't exist because that one is fucking odd and has incest, a weird incest subplot. I don't want to get into that because I don't know why the fuck that exists. Alright, next one, Goodfellas, Martin Scorsese. Yeah, anniversary edition. Yeah, Goodfellas. We watched this like 3 times. Still haven't watched the director's commentary. Well, with the cast commentary. I really do need to. Yeah, this is another gangster film. People always compare the Godfather to Goodfellas. I remember a streamer I watched saw like, oh, Goodfellas was boring, but no, Godfather was boring. It was a boring mafia film. One, it's slow paced. Well, not really. It's a long film. That's what I have to say. And Goodfellas is more fast paced, and it kind of actually I say it works because they're two completely different eras of how the mafia was. This is more a drugged up, more of a drug filled mafia days where violence was more praised instead of seeing, because back then violence was seen here as more of a necessity for the how do you say it, a need, like a need for the ends. I don't know how to say it. There's a term for it where it's like they only do it when it's necessary. It's showing how violence wasn't done to be necessary, but it was done out of paranoia, and it's done out of paranoia. Yeah, paranoia. Keep repeating myself. Yeah, it was done out of paranoia or out of rage. But yeah, completely two different complete different eras of the mafia, and I say both of them are right fantastic. Both of them have Robert De Niro. Well, Godfather Part 2 has Robert De Niro, and this one has Robert De Niro too. Great in both of them. Yeah, I say watch it. It's on Netflix too right now. Grand Budapest Hotel. Got this for $5. I don't know why it was $5 at Best Buy, but it's probably Wes Anderson's, one of his best films visually, and I say it works with his pacing. Sometimes in his films, his pacing doesn't really work well with the wide-ons. You would have to get really used to it, like the Royal Tenenbaums and maybe Rushmore. You can see his editing, his style. You can't really get into it first, but this one, it works mostly because of the frameworks, where it has like 3 different frameworks for the fucking story, and the plot isn't convoluted. It's just completely, it's just a fucking straight line that goes. It's a straight line that has some bumps, but the plot is simple somewhat. Yeah. So yeah, I saw this in theaters and I was surprised by it, and it's outright beautiful. If you want to know how, I don't like saying pastel, but yeah, if you want to, if artists online who are fucking obsessed with the pastel color palettes, even though you guys don't know how to do it correctly, watch Grand Budapest Hotel. A lot of artists say that, oh, they could draw what live action can't. This fucking uses pastel better than several artists I know can. So I know, but not friends with, because a lot of people I'm friends with don't really do pastel, but when they do it fine. They do great. But yeah, a lot of artists I see online, and some I used to know, a few I used to know, couldn't do pastel for the life of them, even though they were obsessed with it. So yeah, this film is a great film to study and research if you want to learn how to do pastel. Heat. Recently just watched this. It was like $8 at Best Buy and had digital HD. I was surprised. Like, this film is from 1995. Why would I have digital HD? And it's director commentary. I haven't watched it yet because I only watched it once. But I recently just watched it because I was like, oh, Heat. This is a legendary film. It's fucking over 2 hours long, almost 3 hours. And it has Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. And a lot of people were looking forward to it. So I finally watched it. I like the acting. I love Al Pacino in it, especially the fucking scene where he's telling, was it Hank Azaria? about the girl he's having an affair with. He's like, why did I get up with that chick? And he's like, because she's got a great ass. It's probably one of the fucking funniest scenes I've ever seen in film. Oh my god, I love Al Pacino in that scene. I don't think it's a masterpiece. I really don't. The melodrama in the film is to me it's almost laughable. Yeah, it is almost laughable to me. It's a lot of parts of it is outright convoluted. So I never want. Will I watch it again? Maybe for dark commentary. I love how the action scenes are directed. Other than that, maybe not. Maybe not. Her. Favorite film 2013 deals with relationship, how we connect as human beings more than any other film that fucking exists. So, yeah. Yeah, this is Spike Jonze. Spike Jonze after his success of films with Charlie Kaufman, other than Where the Wild Beasts are. Other than that, yeah, this is outright amazing. It's very beautiful. Oh my god, I can't get enough of this film. And this has the same problem as my 2001 Space Odyssey, where there was a huge poster. I bought this off of Amazon. It was listed as new, but then this cut was there already, and it was a huge cut in the fucking plastic. So yeah, that wasn't new. But oh well, amazing film anyway. And I got it on digital HD with it kept, and it has DVD and Blu-ray. So if any one of my friends doesn't have a Blu-ray player but still wants to see this film, I'll give them the DVD. Next one, Hot Fuzz. You're right, part of the Cornetto trilogy. I don't have Scott Pilgrim. I really do need to get it. This has fucking 5 commentaries on it. This is an amazing film, and it's parodying a lot of the action films from early 2000s and late 90s. So I outright love it. My film teacher during high school hated it. I don't know why. It's kind of making fun of how a lot of action films end up having convoluted plots, even though it could just be completely simple and it'll work the same. And the theme of losing your childhood, trying to move on from your childhood into actually adulthood, being forced into it. It's kind of great. That's in all of the Cornetto trilogy. It's from Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. So it's in all of them. So yeah, Hot Fuzz, great film. Fucking hilarious. This is the Ultimate Edition. It came out in 2009. There was a Steelbook edition that came out in 2011. Didn't have every bonus feature on here, and it didn't have a digital copy. So I was like, rather not get it. And the cover is fucking atrocious looking. So no. This has one feature commentary with Quentin Tarantino, director of Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Inglourious Basterds, and my god, can I not stand him. I cannot stand him talking because he's just trying to prove how much he knows about film, and it's fucking annoying. Inglourious Basterds! Speaking of Quentin Tarantino, Inglourious Basterds, probably one of his best written films? I can't say that because I like every Hans Landa scene, every detail with him, every detail in directing. But then when you go to Brad Pitt scenes, yeah, that's a bit of a rocky contrast. Yeah, Inglourious Basterds, great film, special edition. Can't believe this hasn't been re-released. This was released in like 2009 or 10. You can obviously tell if it has this Blu-ray exclusive Pocket Blue. That means it came out in like 2008 through 11. That was when Blu-ray just kind of started, and when a Blu-ray cost about like $40. Yeah. I only watched this on digital. I never watched it in the theater. I never watched it on a Blu-ray. I only watched it on Netflix about like 3 times, and I just rewatched it for Hans Landa because Christoph Waltz in that. He's a fucking delight. But my problem with it is Inglourious Basterds would have worked better if he used his slow. I would say slow, but I would say he used his more calm down, more calm down. How do I say it? Less outlandish directing, which he did in Jackie Brown, which I love. But he tried to mix in his exploitation film inspirations and stuff like that. And whenever it does, whenever he's with Brad Pitt's team, the Bastards, it becomes a bit comical in tone. It doesn't balance it well, in my opinion. Young Giant. People call this a masterpiece. Kind of agree. Kind of. Some problems, especially with pacing. I do like the cover for the disc though. It's about like Iron Giant. He's landing on Earth. That's outright great, and it has 2 director's commentary on it. has one by Brad Bird of the original cut, and I think it has another one just by Brad Bird, just with Brad Bird with the extended cut, which I don't recommend watching the extended cut because the extended cut includes about 1 or 2 scenes that they planned to have in the movie originally, but because of budgetary reasons, they didn't. So when from enough fan reaction, Warner Brothers, it was either Warner Brothers, I forgot who it was. Warner Brothers funded to Brad Bird to animate the new scenes, and it was also with new animators. But you can't really, you could kind of tell the difference. But yeah, I say watch the original cut. It is on here. Both of them are on here. I say just watch the original cut, and you'll be completely fine. And watch the director's commentary. It gets outright great. You can see how much they cut out, even like a lot of stuff that were fucking useless. I haven't watched this film, by the way. Malcolm X. Spike Lee, one of the only Spike Lee films I haven't seen. I haven't seen the 13th Hour. What was the 25th Hour? Might be other one. People call that his underrated masterpiece. And I'll have to see it for myself. I still love Do the Right Thing, which I do need to fucking get a copy of. I don't know if they have it on Criterion. I'll get it. I know they have it on Blu-ray. Yeah, Malcolm X. I got this in bargain bin, the same place where I got Inglourious Basterds and what else did I get? That was like $6.99. Yeah, I got this. I got 2001. No, not 2001. I got this and Inglourious Basterds in a bargain bin for $5.99, and they're great films. I don't know why they were in the bargain bin, but yeah, I got this on it. Next, Nazca, The Valley of the Wind. Studio Ghibli's official first film, or first official film. Oh my god, my wording. But yeah, this is the only Studio Ghibli film that has anything related to director's commentary. It has audio commentary by the key animator, by a key animator and an assistant director. And oh yeah, if you're wondering why does it only say Blu-ray plus DVD, that's because Studio Ghibli bans they blocked G-Kids, the new distributor of Ghibli films, and they blocked Disney, saying you can't release any of our films online. We forbid it. They really don't like technology. I don't blame them. And if you kind of say, oh, I don't want to see it on my iPhone, that's kind of the reason why they don't want it to be seen on an iPhone. It's a bit demeaning to them. If you don't understand that, it's hard to understand unless you're seeing it from a filmmaker or from a creator's perspective, not from a consumer. Oh yeah. Next one! No Country for Old Men! Film Brothers movie. Same director as Fargo. Javier Bardem's international breakthrough film. I could just talk about Javier Bardem all day, because my god, is he fucking beautiful in this film. If you want an example of how to do a cat and mouse chase, I don't want to say slow burn. I hate saying slow burn, because that's a horrible way to write criticism. But if you want a cat and mouse game, just literally a chase film, except the characters never meet, and because looking at this, it looks like, oh, he's chasing after him, but they never see each other, and you just see them play games with each other. It's fucking great. You get it's a bit more of a character story of Javier Bardem than it is what you think is the main character, Josh Brolin. Alright, great. Yay! Pulp Fiction! What can I say about this that people haven't already? It's probably Quentin Tarantino's magnum opus, in my opinion. I really don't have that much to say about it other than this Pulp Fiction, what I expect. But I don't. That gives it a bit too much credit. That makes me sound like a douche. I'm like, oh, it's Pulp Fiction. Oh, what do you expect me to say? It's a masterpiece. But then put it away. No. I do not like the film. This is a term that me and my friends kind of solidified in our vernacular. In our vocabulary. Film bro, where they pick a film and they think, oh, it's the best film ever. And I had a film bro in my high school film class who loved Pulp Fiction. He thought Quentin Tarantino was the best filmmaker of all time. He was a film bro. That thing, Pulp Fiction, Fight Club, and everything like that are the best films ever made for the wrong reasons. They think because because of masculinity, it's like toxic masculinity. Well, not commentary on toxic masculinity. That it actually they feel like it supports their toxic masculinity, and they like seeing gross stuff for the sake of being gross. They don't actually see the reason for it. They like seeing this, especially Pulp Fiction, they like seeing, oh, it's cool characters being cool. Even though that was not the point. These characters are fucking losers. They're fucking losers. If you don't see that, then something's wrong with you. Uma Thurman is a fucking coke addict that almost overdosed for snorting the wrong thing. John Travolta is a guy who didn't quit and he got shot while taking a shit. And oh, that's a spoiler, holy shit, sorry. The only one who's not a loser is Bruce Willis. Yeah, even who did Ving Rhames play? I forgot. But whoever played Ving Rhames, who Ving Rhames played? No, who played Ving Rhames? Who Ving Rhames played? He was a fucking Samuel Jackson is a fucking religious nut. But yeah, no one's a winner in this. No one's cool in this film. They're all losers. What's wrong with you people? What's wrong with your film, bros? Calm the fuck down. Raising Arizona. Another Coen Brothers movie. I haven't seen this. I don't think they finally released it. I think they released this on Blu-ray years ago. But on Best Buy, they put it back on shelves after like years, and I look at it, I was like, oh, Raising Arizona. Huh. Didn't expect them. Oh yeah, for some reason the copy I got has like a huge gash in it. If you can see that. There's like a cut in it. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, now you can see it. Yeah, like right here. Yeah, I didn't see that until after I bought it. Pissed off, but get a new case. But yeah. This I haven't seen this. It's Nicolas Cage. I know Nicolas Cage and Coen Brothers didn't mesh well because he had different ideals for the film, and Coen Brothers are they're very staunch with their view. They said, okay, this is our view for the film. They don't really tell you, but they have a certain direction they want to go, and they don't want anyone to say, okay, I have a different approach. And I said, they're not open it, and like they don't want to do it. There were a few films they did. I think one was with Tom Hanks, and they improv a lot of scenes, and they don't work well. It's probably one of their worst films. Oh yeah, that's my first shelf. I'm gonna go to my second shelf. Be right back. Hey, I'm back. And so the first one, the new shelf is Rango. This is actually I wouldn't say it's underrated. It's an underrated gem. It's a hidden gem of a film. No, I hate that. This was a film I actually liked as a kid. I didn't like as a kid when I rewatched it. I think because it didn't work with a kid's mind. I think this is a better film you watch when you're older. Oh yeah, and also has Johnny Depp. Yeah, that piece of shit. Okay. But I still do love this film. I do need to rewatch it. I watched it like years ago, and I watched it a month ago. I think it works better on a second watch because the animation's fantastic. But what I could say about this film is that it's by Gore Verbinski, the director of he is the director of the Pirates of the Caribbean films and the Lone Ranger, that piece of shit flop. What do I say about this? I don't know, I haven't seen it in a while. I do want to tell you more about this film, but I haven't seen it in a while, so... Shit, this isn't professional, isn't it? Fuck. Well, I'm not a professional critic, I'm not a reviewer. No, I'm not a critic, I'm a reviewer. Hey! 7! With this shitty fucking cover. David Fincher's first film. Don't count Alien 3, because that film's a piece of shit. You didn't get David Fincher thinks that. Yeah, starring Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. A lot of people like to make fun of Morgan Freeman because of his voice. People like to do parodies, but the thing is, I don't care. I don't find Morgan Freeman parodies with his voice all that funny. I remember my ex-girlfriend used to do it. I never found it funny whenever we talked. I just kind of did a pity laugh. But yeah, this is probably my favorite David Fincher film. It's people saw it. One of my coworkers, he said it seemed like pretentious, where like a pretentious film student was like, I'll have a serial killer that kills people based off the 7 different sins, and in the end because of one, and it ends. Then the ending is based on one sin, and it's like, and I do understand that, but I think it overall works here when Kevin Spacey's in it. Yeah, that piece of shit. Yeah, that's another piece of shit we have to talk about. I'll talk about it later. But yeah, Kevin Spacey, his rant in the spoilers in the police car. His rant is just it shows that yes, the concept could be pretentious, but the thing is, he has a justified reason for it. It's not just, oh, let's make this crazy guy based out of the 7 deadly sins because it's cool. Just because it's interesting. It's, no, there is a sensible reason for it, and you kind of understand his psyche. So yeah, that's my favorite kind of film. Next film is Shame by Steve McQueen. He recently directed 12 Years a Slave, which I do need to get on Blu-ray. And Shame, yeah. I really do want to watch this. I got it at Book Off. Book Off is is like a thrift store only for DVDs, books, and gaming, stuff like that. And they had a shit ton of they only have one aisle Blu-rays, and then they have like several aisles of regular DVDs that people sell. They give it back. And Shame, I saw this at the Blu-ray and I thought I was looking up, I said, is that what I think? Because usually when people put it on Blu-ray, they put like popular movies that they don't give a shit about. Like there was fucking so many copies of The Dark Knight, even a steelbook edition. So many fucking copies of Twilight movies. Independence Day was there. What else was there? The A-Team. What the fuck A-Team was there? District 9. I like District 9, but my god, people barely give a shit about that film now. Yeah, then there was Shame. I got another movie. It's one of my next movies too, but yeah, I got Shame a Book Off. I was fucking surprised, like, oh. I don't want to say art house, but I don't want to say indie either, because this isn't indie. It has, for fuck's sake, it has Carey Mulligan and Michael Fassbender. Fassbender is fucking sexy as hell, but yeah, but it's Stephen Quentin. Well, this was after Hunger. Hunger's on Criterion, by the way. I want to buy that. But Shame, I wouldn't call it indie, but I'd say it's more of a small, not small, but it's small towards US standards. But it was a British film, and so I was like, oh, a British film. Shame, Stephen McQueen, before 12 Years a Slave. What is this doing at Book Off? Usually people put like films they don't want. Okay, that's fucking mine, and I got this for $7. No, I think $6. Fuck yeah, mine. And I haven't watched it yet. Probably fucking amazing because I watched Hunger. That is a outright amazing film. There's a whole conversation that just one shot. That's just one shot. It's like 10-minute long. It's outright interesting the whole way through. Oh yeah, Shape of Water, romance film. People think this is disgusting. I do understand from the cat eating scene. If you are disturbed by that, I would say watch it with someone. If you're disturbed by that kind of gruesome acts, I'd say be careful. People say it's disgusting because I remember my coworker said it was disgusting because like this is a monster, it's a fish. I said, all right, you vanilla fox. You vanilla fox. I guess you don't know what furries are, or in this case scalies. Don't ask me why I know the terms. Yeah. The film's outright amazing. It's a fantasy storybook. It's a fantasy storybook made into a film. And it's all Guillermo del Toro's making. It's what M. Night Shyamalan wanted to do with The Lady in the Water. Yeah, it's actually similar fucking stories. Well, similar fucking premise. But guess what? This one's beautiful. That one's a piece of shit. Not wrong. Watch Lady in the Water, then watch this. You can see the stark contrast of a director who knows what he's doing and another director who fucking doesn't. Shawshank Redemption. Overrated masterpiece. Overrated. I think this is a great film. I really do think it's a great film, but some of my flaws with it has to do with how. Okay, I need to brighten this video. Okay, it is getting dark. But yeah, the Shawshank Redemption. It's just overrated masterpiece in quotations. Yeah, one of my flaws is that I focus a bit too much on side characters. I'm not talking about the librarian, I'm talking about... Other than Morgan Freeman and Tim Robbins, you don't really have to focus on everyone else. It's kind of annoying how much screen time the other characters get, at times. But this is what I call a feel-good movie. It really is. It is a feel-good movie where everyone... I don't want to spoil the ending, but yeah. Simple Life. Never heard of this film until reading about Roger Ebert, the famous film critic, and his best of 2011 films, and this was his 10th best film in 2011. This was at Book Off. I want to Chinese, yeah, a Hong Kong film by An Hui. I don't know even know if I'm saying that right, but one of the directors of the Hong Kong New Wave. This made in 2012. This was in Book Off. Book Off is when someone gives their films and wants that to be. Who the fuck wanted to sell this? I haven't even watched it yet. I really haven't. I really do need to. I haven't had time. You're probably gonna ask me, why are you buying films you haven't seen yet? Because I want to see them, and I don't want to watch them illegally, and I want to own it. Who decided to sell this? Who? I don't know what I'm gonna think of this film. If it's shit, it's shit, and I'm not gonna return it because one's by An Hui, one is a Hong Kong film, one I'm Chinese. I want it myself, so yeah, I'm gonna keep it. And it has Andy Lau in it, one of my favorite actors. Was it Andy Lau? Was it Andy Lau? No, Andy Lau was in Infernal Affairs. Who's the director? Not the director. Who was? What was his name? Tony Leung? Is his name Tony Leung? Who was in The Mood for Love? He's in a lot of Wong Kar-wai films. I know. I'm thinking. I might be thinking of making a mix up with Leslie Chung, the one of the actors in Happy Together, another Wong Kar-wai film, which I used to have a Blu-ray of, but I lost it. So, fuck me. You probably can't see what the fuck this says. Oh no, actually you can. You don't get to 500 million friends without making a few enemies. The Social Network. Can you see it? Yeah, you can. Yeah, starring Jesse Eisenberg. Not starring Jesse Eisenberg. Wait, yeah, starring Jesse Eisenberg playing Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, really similar names because they both have Berg in it. And really simple first names. Yeah, this is David Fincher's, I won't say his masterpiece, but when he started working with Aaron Sorkin for one time, and it worked because Aaron Sorkin's writing doesn't work by itself. It works better if Aaron Sorkin was the writer of Molly's Game, A Few Good Men. He did TV shows. 2 TV shows I fucking forget because I don't really watch TV. I should. I do watch Twin Peaks. I love that show. But yeah, Jesse Eisenberg. And here's the one thing I don't like about David Fincher. When he releases films on Blu-ray, he doesn't like digital HD. I understand that. He does do director's commentary, which I'm glad about. But he has these weird. He did this with Gone Girl. It has a sleeve, and it has this booklet with 2 discs. I don't fucking know why he does this. Why do you make it so convoluted? Why can't you just have a regular Blu-ray case? Because this looks out of place when I'm putting it on my shelf. I don't like it. But oh well, I love this film. Script is great, but mostly because it's balanced and it's not just Aaron Sorkin going balls off the wall like in Molly's Game, which that film I don't like. But it did have some. I did like the script somewhat, but it needed some control. Taxi Driver, Martin Scorsese again in 1980. No, 1979. I'm completely wrong. This has director's commentary too, with the writer Paul Schrader. Another great director. That I do need to watch with. Taxi Driver. This is a epitome film. Epitome? No, it's a legend. It's a legend. But I wouldn't say it's perfect in my opinion. I say the audio. It did have a small budget, but I say the audio really needed some help. It really did. Especially, I guess it was engineered for it to be played in the theater, but listening on headphones was kind of atrocious at times. But you won't notice it if you're playing on speakers. Much. You won't notice it much. For one of the first, kind of a breakthrough film for Jodie Foster until Silence of the Lambs. And I kind of feel bad for Jodie Foster because this kind of ended up with... okay, the information I don't really tell you because the story with Jodie Foster and this one fucking insane guy is disturbing and I feel bad for her, but guess what? Yeah, I guess she's fine now. She might still have some trauma about that time, and my god, it's turning dark fast. I'm gonna have to raise the fucking gain. Nope. How about exposure? How about brightness? No, I'm just gonna have to turn on my lights. Okay, it's behind me. You're not supposed to put the light behind you. But yeah, Taxi Driver. Great film. Martin Scorsese, not his first film. The first one was Who's Knocking at My Door. But yeah, I think this was his third film. But yeah, people know this about this film. Even the quote has gone out of context, and people don't even know where it's from. The quote, where someone turns around and says, "Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Oh, I see no one else here." Yeah, that's it. And people put that quote with "Go ahead, make my day," even though that's from Dirty Harry. It's weird. Next one, The World's End, the end of the Cornetto trilogy by Edgar Wright. The Cornetto trilogy, I want to talk about that first. Cornetto trilogy is a trilogy of 3 films: Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. The reason they're called the Cornetto trilogy because in each one, you see Cornetto brand ice cream some place in the film. And it's starring Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. It's also co-written by Simon Pegg and written by Edgar Wright. The World's End. Fucking fantastic. It's probably the weakest of the trilogy. I still think it's an amazing film. Fucking amazing writing like usual. Amazing visual gags. The third act is very, very fucking weak. I do... Visually and its directing, and especially what I could go... Especially after listening to director's commentary, I see what they're going for in its concept, but I do think it just seems like a lazy way, especially when you don't know what the director was going for. If you're just watching it from your own and even rewatching it without the director's commentary, it still feels kind of a lazy way to end a story. Under the Skin by... For some reason I keep thinking it's by Pedro Almodovar, but no, he directed The Skin I Live In, not Under the Skin. This is by who's it by again? I haven't seen this film in so long. It's released by A24, one of my fucking favorite film distributors. Who is it? Oh yeah, Jonathan Glazer. I don't think he's done. Has he done a film after this? I don't know. It has the fucking sticker. I need to get rid of that. I need to get a new case for this. This is an amazing film visually, and it does get under your skin. This is a horror film that everyone needs to watch because this is how you do horror. This and the Witch or the Vivitch. I'm getting that delivered soon. But yeah, this is probably one of my favorite horror films of recent. Well, released recently. If I'd say one of my favorite horror films that aren't recent or I just watched recently, well, then would be Audition by Takashi Miike, because that is a fucking disturbing film. Don't ask me about this, please. Yeah, Dark Side Dimensions. I'm Yu-Gi-Oh! Trash. I really am. I'm not no, I am proud of it. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Since I was a kid, and this is a fucking shitty film. It's the same thing with the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie. That's a horrible film on so many levels. But this was $10 digital HD, and it had a free card. I got Obelisk the Tormentor from this fucking disc, from this case. You're fucking with me? I never had Obelisk the Tormentor, and you could play it as the abilities on it. So yeah, This shouldn't be allowed with all these good films. Well, some of these good. Actually, this shouldn't be allowed, but I have it. So next film, 21 Grams by Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu. Same director as Birdman recently, and The Revenant, which was okay. Same director as Amores Perros, which I'm getting soon, and Babel, which I was planning on getting, but I fucking canceled it because I needed money. Outright amazing film. It's when Alejandro Iñárritu was directing scripts written by... Who was it written by? Trying to find it. Guillermo Arriaga. When they did I think it was called the Pain Trilogy, or something like that. The Devastation, it was something like that. A trilogy where it has three stories that kind of interconnect through one event that ultimately through several events where they never really interact with each other, but small events to us impact their lives in a significant way. watch the. No, I say watch Amorous Perils first, then Babel, then this. You're kind of going down the line in quality. This is still fucking fantastic, but Amorous Perils is the peak of it. Babel is still fucking fantastic. It's still close up there, and this is still close to Babel. So, yeah, watch it. Adaptation, Charlie Kaufman, Spike Jonze. Great film if you want to know, if you want to see how to deal with writer's block visually and how to see writer's block portrayed accurately in a very, I don't want to say surreal way, but I would say in a very nonsensical Charlie Kaufman way. This is outright great, and I got this ad book off, so that's why it looks so fucking crusty as a case cover. And a little bit of a meta joke where it has fucking a note by a film producer. Can you see it? Yeah, it just says, from the desk of Robert Stevenson. Claire, please use a DVD case without these clips. We don't have anything to clip in. Can you find out about pricing and a time frame for this? Thanks, Bob. This isn't real. That's great. It's one of my favorite films. Need to get a Blu-ray. I really do. I really do. I don't really move my mouth much. Oh well. But yeah, watch this. I'm watching my footage and I don't really move my mouth to show what kind of sound I'm making, but oh well. This is American Beauty, one of the film bro I was talking about with Pulp Fiction. This is actually his favorite film, second to Pulp Fiction. It is a horribly written script. It is actually, I love the soundtrack. Kevin Spacey is in it. This is like, I remember I called it a mainstream version of Lolita by Stanley Kubrick, which I still stand by a little. He's like the character from William H. Macy's character from Fargo became a bit of a pedophile. Well, no, not exactly that, but I think this film is great visually. I think it's very, the plot is very thin. I don't think the plot ages well, but I think directing and its presentation is fucking beautiful. American Psycho? People think this is a misogynist film. The book very much is. Bret Easton Ellis, I don't like the author. I don't like any of his books. But this film, Mary Herron. She directed a film about a porn star. I need to remember what the fuck film. It came out in 2006. 2006 or 2004. I remember it was around there, which was utterly fantastic, but I don't remember a single thing from it because I remember watching it on DVD for rent from Blockbuster when I was a kid. I loved it, but my whole face was red the whole time, but I remember loving it, not sexual reasons. Just because it was a great film, I was captivated by the whole story. But yeah, this is a good film. This is a great film. Talking about would you say toxic masculinity? No, I would say more kind of how detached people are. Some people are, especially in Wall Street, especially in high class. How detached from humanity some people are, especially when you're in a high esteem position where literally morals of a human doesn't matter to you anymore. I think that's great. Before Sunset, this is a fucking incredibly crusty DVD case. I don't want to talk about this film. I don't. Why? Because you have to watch this for yourself, because it's probably one of the best romance trilogy ever made. It was Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight. I'm gonna throw this away, or maybe give it away to anyone who wants it, or even my friends, because I'm gonna get the Before trilogy, which is on Criterion and Blu-ray and remastered. So I'm gonna get that instead. I'm gonna give this away or throw it away. Next one, I don't know what the next one is. Being John Malkovich. Yeah. Charlie Kaufman and Spike Jonze right before Adaptation, the first film together. Yeah, film talking about how much we want to do, as people, we want to do something. It's not that we want to be someone else, but we want to be ourselves. However, we don't want to risk doing it in our own bodies. And that's literally taking this theme into literal I'm literally taking the theme, reinterpreting the theme of this movie in a literal sense. So, this is, oh my god, this is alright, great. My only problem with this film is John Cusack, because his acting in here is a bit John Cusack. It's very bland. It's very John Cusack where he's not a very versatile actor. He works kind of well in this. I think John Malkovich is fucking amazing in this, because it was either he would be outright shit in it and make this film horrible, or make this film fantastic. And I think his acting just makes this film perfect. Bruno, great satire on the whole fashion and just celebrity industry. Celebrity industry. Yeah, it is a fucking industry. And also it does want to comment on how people perceive gay people and how people perceive. It's such a favorite film. It loves to touch on how hypocrites people are in small ways, and that's why I love it. It's also pretty funny, but it's a quiet. I don't like saying quiet taste, but I've said that a lot. Like, I don't like saying this, but you would have to get used to his humor. He's not trying to be offensive. He's trying to be offensive. He's trying to be offensive towards like the people he's interviewing and the people he's around. And the thing is, sometimes they agree with what he's saying, even though he knows it's fucking horrible, and you're laughing at like, wow, he's playing a character and they're just being themselves. All right, we have shitty people in the world. All right, so that's why I love it. Oh yeah, my second criterion, Bicycle Thieves. One of the first Kickstarters of Italian neorealism, where they were after World War, was it 1 or 2? Forgot. After post-war, they made films about real people played by just non-actors, just played by real people. Said, hey, just played by people, just played by regular people, not celebrities, not actors, just regular people. And this is great, showing how after post-war, people became less friendly. People just became, even now, especially in big cities like where I live, people don't care about each other. People just want to mind their own business. The thing is, it's hard to live in a society like this, and this film still ages fucking well. It still ages beautifully. This is a film where, because whenever I was in film class, whenever we saw films from the 50s, it was stuff like by Alfred Hitchcock, and a lot of these characters were middle class, they were very well off by themselves, they had their own place. But then when I see Bicycle Thieves, where it's a family that's living in poverty, the mother could barely spend anything. Just they all had to get water from a fountain nearby in their neighborhood. How the father gets a job was just by crowding around, and an employer just saying, you're putting up posters. That's it. And they had to sell their blankets to get a bicycle, and the son doesn't go to school, like a 10-year-old, like extremely young son. He doesn't go to school. He works as a gas station attendant. So I don't know. It talks about how honest people, it shows how poverty was then in brutal honesty, and it still hits home now. I fucking love it. I haven't watched this film. Butch, Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Robert Redford and Paul Newman. Directed by, let's see, Robert Redford. No. It stars Robert Redford. Directed by George Roy Hill. I think this was the director of Slaughterhouse-5. I think it was. I haven't watched either of those films, but I do need to. I haven't watched this film. I do want to watch it. I want to watch this and Macabre and Mrs. Miller. Those are two. These are two. That and this are two westerns I've been meaning to see, but I haven't had time. Caché, also known as Hidden. that was a really douche way to introduce a movie. But also known as Hidden in the US, but I just like calling it Caché, even though it has Hidden in the little right here. This is a film by infamous French director Michael Haneke, director of more recently Happy End, which barely anyone saw, There was Happy End. What else? He did The White Ribbon. He also did Funny Games, which a lot of people hated. I actually loved. Before that, what else did he do? Oh yeah, Code Unknown. Benny's Video, stuff like that. This film is actually one of the most depressing films you'll ever see. This is a horror, psychological thriller that, yeah, it's about a TV talk host and his wife who are terrorized by surveillance footage of their daily lives, of their private lives, and I can't really talk about this film because I can't talk about it without giving away spoilers, because this film needs to be watched, first watch, without knowing anything about it, because it's just outright depressing and perfect. You know what I mean? Post-apocalyptic, but in a very subdued way, where it's a for the last baby, where 2027, the last baby was born, and for some reason, no one in the world could give birth. So then because of that, out of nowhere, because of that, all in the background, the war is going to shit. There's a war going on, and the war just becomes a huge. The world just becomes apocalyptic. And this was Alfonso Cuarón before Gravity, and Gravity is not that good. It is not. It's a visual spectacle that hasn't aged well. If you watch it even now, it was made in 2013. You watch it now, the CG before 2013, I was like, wow, it's so realistic. Now, nope. But this is outright great. I love this so much. My god. Oh yeah. Oh. Guess what this is? Blockbuster. It's from Blockbuster. I got this at Book Off though, and I guess someone sold their Blockbuster copy. Well, they probably didn't return it, and they're like, oh, Blockbuster went out of business. What am I gonna do with this? Sell it. All right. Diving Bell and the Butterfly, about a man who became paralyzed other than his eye. I think his left eye. So that's yeah, he could only blink with one eye. And this is a film where I'm actually stuttering right now. I'm at a loss for words about these films. I'm just getting to very great films. I just don't know what to say. This is a film that's shot beautifully to show his perspective from a first-person point of view, and it's just outright beautiful. I do need to rewatch it though. I got this 2 years ago, and I haven't watched it since. It has digital, which I'm surprised by. But yeah, I need to rewatch you soon. Probably tomorrow, since tomorrow I have a lot of free time. El Topo! Alejandro Jodorowsky! The people call this an acid western. Don't blame them. It's surreal. It's Alejandro Jodorowsky. The man raped a woman in this film. Really, he's fucking insane. And you're gonna hate me saying like, oh, he raped a woman in this film. It's a disgusting film. Yes, but I actually do like this film. I'm sorry. I can't support the filmmaker. He's a great filmmaker. He's a great filmmaker. He's an insane person. And when I'm saying he raped a woman, it's not exact. I don't know. He tries to justify it in director's commentary. It's fucking weird. I don't even want to explain it. Do I like this film? Yes. Do I think it's perfect? No. Do I think it's outright great? Yes. Would I recommend it to everyone? No. There are a lot of scenes in it that I do love. But here's a big but. Anyone who, okay, I don't want to talk about art versus an artist, so it isn't for anyone. If you're into surreal films, watch this. And if you can get over that, hey, she raped a woman in it, then maybe you could like it. I don't know. I'm gonna push this here slowly because, Evil Dead 2. This is a film where everyone could love because it is a horror comedy film. Directed by Sam Raimi, director of the original 3 Spider-Man films. I love the third one. A lot of people hate it. I love it. This is one of the only Evil Dead 2 releases that isn't butchered. Because in Evil Dead 2 on Blu-ray, they CG'd a lot of fucking scenes. Well, this, and it doesn't have the the cast commentary. Well, this does. This has cast commentary by Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, Scott Spiegel, and Greg Nicotero, and it is fucking hilarious. Please, this is a film you just want to have a great time with friends. Oh my God, please watch this. Please just watch this. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, time for the last stack. This is really actually is the last stack. So after this, I'm done, and this video is probably going over 2 hours. So oh well. The Departed. Some people think this is a masterpiece. This is a remake of a Chinese film, Hong Kong film called The Infernal Affairs. Here are my 2 problems with this. Departed. I don't like criticizing stuff like, oh, checklist, script bad, directing bad. No. I don't like this because there's a difference between Hong Kong, there's a difference between Eastern and Western cinema. Eastern cinema tends to be a bit more psychological, while Western it tends to be a bit more on the nose, and it sometimes throws subtlety out the window. I wouldn't say try to throw subtlety out the window, but it yells at you, and it yells at you the subtlety, and it'll hit you later because it feels like it's ringing in your head. While sometimes Eastern cinema, you're a bit more relaxed, or you have or it just feels very oh my God, I can't process words right now. Okay, fuck it, I'm gonna say slow burn. Eastern cinema is more of a slow burn. I hate that criticism. But yeah, where it feels like the subtlety here is yelled at you, and you only get it later after watching the film because it's that the fucking loud noise is ringing in your ear. While Eastern cinema, it's because you're put in a mood where everything you hear is just taken in immediately, and it sticks with you just because how much it impacted you from in a very, again, subtle way instead of yelling at you. But yeah, that's why I like this less than Infernal Affairs. I don't like Infernal Affairs because how it's directed, because a lot of great scenes is ruined by its editing or its music. This works because sometimes of its lack of music or its fast-paced editing. Yeah, I think that there's a huge difference. That's why. If I were to pick one to rewatch, I would say The Departed. Also because Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, or Mark Wahlberg, is great in it, and Leonardo DiCaprio. He's a good actor. Not the best, not amazing. Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, fucking fantastic. I love Jack Nicholson. People don't like to admit this, but he's a character actor. I forgot, I had turned Shawshank Spotless Mind on Blu-ray. No, I already have it on Blu-ray. I got the Blu-ray like a week ago, so if anyone wants the DVD, I'll give it to you. I'll really just send it to you. Especially friends. If any of my friends want this DVD, then I'll just send it to you. Or if I know you, like, if I ever meet with you, I'll just give it to you. Oh, this was another Criterion film I had. Floating Weeds. Yes, Your Ozu film. They never fucking released this on Blu-ray. So, Yes, Your Ozu did this. He made a silent film called The Story of Floating Weeds. Great film. Then he remade it. He remade his own film, almost shot for shot, into a color sound film, Floating Weeds, which is a fucking masterpiece. It's my 4th favorite film of all time, and this has 2 films. This has 2 films, and you know what the thing is? These films are a bitch to get out. This is hard to get out. You're scared of like bending it or ripping it or breaking it in half. I hate these old Criterion boxes, but thank God they changed it, and for DVDs and for Blu-ray. So yeah, these aren't the same anymore. But this transfer is fucking horrible. They desaturated. They saturated a lot of the colors. Well, and they haven't released this on Blu-ray either. They need to do a new transfer of it. But the British Film Institute released a Blu-ray of Floating Weeds, and it looks outright beautiful. But the thing is, it doesn't play on US doesn't play on US Blu-ray player, so I can't play it. I'm sad about that. Yeah, Moonlight. Best Oscar, Best Picture. 2016. See these colors? Yeah, the film isn't as beautiful as the box art and the poster, and that kind of saddens me. But it's an outright beautiful film. Directing Barry Jenkins, he's fucking great. You could very much see the influence by Wong Kar-wai. Princess of Egypt. This is getting a fucking Blu-ray release. Yeah. Still DreamWorks Best Picture. Probably the only one of the only films about anything in the Bible that I actually love. Like, that's solely about it, not just having allegories, parallels, or metaphors about the Bible. No, it's just about something from the Bible. And I think I might be wrong. No, I know jack shit about the Bible. Again, I'm not Christian. I'm not Catholic. So I don't know anything about it. But love this film. What do you do? And watch your director's commentary, seeing behind the scenes, knowing how they actually animated this using both 3D and 2D, using 3D not to overshadow 2D, but 3D to enhance and make 2D a bit easier to do, without actually animating individual characters. It's great. It's great. This film is great. Great for the third time. But it's fantastic. Please do watch it. It's only been released on DVD, and this was during a time where kid films on DVD was either in black or in a weird white DVD case. And I remember Aladdin had a DVD case. That was fucking weird. But it's getting a Blu-ray release. I really hope that they scan it from the animation cells or the film, not doing what Avatar: The Last Airbender did, because they actually released a Blu-ray of the series, and that is horrible. That transfer is horrible, because guess what? They didn't scan the original animation cells because they released the whole series on DVD, and they probably just scanned those off of, like, they probably just got off what they broadcasted onto, because what they do, they scan it for a certain ratio for the, like, I think like 640 by 480 for what TVs were when the series originally aired. So they animated and they scanned it. They scanned it in that resolution. So what they could have done for a Blu-ray release was rescan each animation cell to a larger resolution, like 1280 by 960 or anything for 1080p. No, they didn't do that. They didn't go through that effort. Guess what they did? They got the original transfer. They got the original files. They got the original files that were in 640 by 480, and just upscaled them using a horrible filter, and it looks outright disgusting. Oh yeah, Reservoir Dogs, Quentin Tarantino's first film. Well, first feature film. Great. Overrated. Yeah, overrated. I think because I'd say mostly because some of the editing doesn't work for me at times. I think it focuses a bit too much on the cop story. I don't want to explore more on that because that's kind of a spoiler, but oh well. Room. Yeah, so Brie Larson, amazing actress in it. The kid actor, he's actually even better. I think Jacob Tremblay, was that his name? He's actually a better actor than Brie Larson, in my opinion. That's debatable, but yeah, Brie Larson, she's Captain Marvel now, and she did Kong Skull Island. She went to doing this great art film, and then Kong Skull Island, and now Captain Marvel. Oof, Brie Larson, what are you doing? Run, Lola, Run! Yeah! French film. Kind of was the start of like 2000 stylistic films. I think it influenced Edgar Wright, especially his directing. His directing does remind me a lot of Run, Lola, Run. I think, and it was kind of inspired by the new French wave too, especially with his outlandish directing. I think that's the thing. With with French films, you have to see how they approach filmmaking. Could they approach it in a very, I want to say, people will say punk way, where they're going rebel against the art forms? No, because they're doing it because what they feel is right for their story, and I think that's how you should approach any film. Is if you see how to tell your story, what represents you, if you want to direct a certain style, then it should represent you. It shouldn't because I take influence from this director. No, it should just be, I think this style that I come up with myself, even though it has influence, it feels like it represents me as a whole. That's how you should direct. Not like Joss Whedon, who just directs how he directs very blandly. Oh well. The Shining, Stanley Kubrick, one of the best horror films. Slow burn. No, it's that is a genuine praise of it, but I don't like calling it that. It's a descent into madness, but into madness that I would say it takes several rewatches to fully understand what Stanley Kubrick was going for. But there was a theory about it talking about how what Jack is and what the hotel represents is a bit kind of Native American, especially since the hotel was built on a Native American burial ground, where it's kind of the Native Americans, the ghosts trying to enact revenge. You do understand that? Great film. A Single Man, Tom Ford, directed by Tom Ford, the guy who, what did he bring back? I think he brought Chanel. I think it was Chanel. It was some clothing line, a big clothing line, where it was crashing during the 2000s, and he revived it. Yeah, he revived it. And Single Man, it's a LGBT film. For some reason, the cover makes it look it's a straight couple. I fucking hate. A lot of people hate this cover because it's about he's gay. Just a little spoiler warning. He's gay. But this cover makes it look like a straight couple, so I hated this cover. But I love this film. I really do. 9 out of 10. I haven't been giving ratings, but yeah, 9 out of 10. Second favorite film of all time. Or third. Talks about life and death. Watch YMS's analysis on Set the King in New York after you watch this film, because then you'll get a better view of it. Or no, I would say watch it on your own, and you might get your own view, and then YMS notes how this film is, how a lot of the little details of this film amplifies the film's themes. Especially how we deal with death and how it's always with us from beginning to end. Specifically how we don't know what to do with it, so either you have to focus on it or just let it go by. There's several things in this film. I absolutely love it. Charlie Kaufman approached Synecdoche, New York. Yeah, he approached this Synecdoche, New York. How many times have I said it? But yeah, he approached it by I think a studio approached him and Spike Jonze saying, "Hey, do a horror film." And they both said yes. But then Spike Jonze went to do Where the Wild Things Are, and Charlie Kaufman said, "Okay, I'll do a horror film about death." And people say, "Oh no, that's so shallow." Like the way because people see this as an experience, and I don't like calling it that. And people say, "Oh, but that's so for background information, that makes the film sound so bland, so so two-dimensional." Whereas it's only supposed to be a horror movie about death. Like, no. Yes, he approached it about being a horror movie about death, but he put a lot of details in it. So this isn't a horror movie, more of a reflection on life that you're watching before your very eyes. So yeah. True story. True Stories by David Byrne, singer and the main guy, who was the main guy of Talking Heads. You probably know him from Psycho Killer or what was the other song? It's called Let the Days Go By. No, that wasn't it. Same as it ever was. I can't remember the fucking name! By Talking Heads, the other fucking song where he's floating. It was existential. I'm trying to remember. I'm not gonna talk about this film until I remember the fucking name. What was the name of it? I can't remember the fucking name. But yeah, this is a musical, which I didn't expect it to be. From what I've seen of the trailer, it just seemed like kind of a bit of a tour of this weird little town. This weird little town in Texas. And yeah, that's exactly what it is. But I think I think the script is great. I think the directing is pretty good, except for the latter half of the film. There's a song in it. This is a musical, but it's more. But most of it isn't by singing. Most of it is by lip syncing, which I find. Some of it is by lip syncing, which I find, or some of it is singing out of fucking nowhere, and I find it not even. Something like La La Land, it feels right, but then singing here just seems like, oh, we're singing now. All right, I'll go with it. Because it's just so damn charming. Like the people who are in the city of the film. David Byrne is fucking fantastic. He would have been great as a character actor. I think this film is very messy. It's very messy. The latter half of the film, I don't want to rewatch. The first half of the film, yes. First half of the film is fucking charming. It's beautiful, and I just have a smile all the way. I have a smile all the way through. But in the beginning, my smile was just, it hurt. It hurt having it on. Okay, it was just so large. It stuck for a while. There's a song in this where kids are singing. It's probably David Byrne. Why did you compose that one song with kids were singing? It is hard to listen to. Volver by Pedro Almodovar. Almodovar. I don't know how to say that right, but starring Penelope Cruz, probably one of my favorite actresses. Actually, she probably is my favorite actress. Volver, outright. I haven't watched this film in years. I got this at Book Off 2 years ago. Watched it immediately, then forgot about it because, again, every time I watch new films, I do want to talk about, I forget after a while because I'm not in the best state of mind. That's what I hate about it. But yeah, I remember this being one of my favorite films of all time. I think it's in my top 100, but I don't remember exactly where. I'll see. These are not good. 9 movies in one. 8 movies in one. I only bought this because I was applying at a Kmart during the time where I got these. It was like years ago, and I saw in a bargain bin where it was like $1 per movie. I was like, "What, are you fucking with me? What the fuck?" And the Departed was in there, so I got that. But then these were on there with 9 movies, 8 movies, and usually with bundles like these, they don't have good movies. They usually look like shit. They look horrible. They look like high school films. And I'm gonna do a review on one of the films in here, but yeah. So these are fucking horrible. Do you see these have different covers? These are the exact same. These are the exact same creatures. Not the same movie. So, did they have the same movies? She Beast. Nope. She Beast, Curse of the Wolf is on there. Both of those are on there. Chupacabra versus the Alamo is on there. Snow Creatures on there. Yeah. Yeah, this is... don't buy these. I bought them because I'm a schmuck, and schmuck. Why am I using that? Because I'm a stupid fuck. That's better. That's a better term. It rhymes. But yeah, this don't buy it. Don't buy it. I'm doing it to torture myself. Don't fucking do it. I'm gonna do a review on one of these films one day. Look forward to that. I'm not going to. Oh. So yeah, that was my Blu-ray tour. Kind of went longer than I expected. I kind of only wanted it to be 30 minutes, but now it's over an hour. So yeah, there we go. So I'll see you guys when I make a new video. See ya.